voice of nations, your ultimate clubber's guide to the best dance parties and festivals on the planet. Tonight we'll migrate to Ibiza, London, Singapore and Melbourne, and unleash our cameras on a multitude of events like this year's Top 100 DJ Award Night.
I think dance music seems to bring people together. No matter what religions, what ages, anything, they're just together and they're happy in one room.
And how would Tall Paul go at the races? Well, here's one way to find out. Send him to the Melbourne Cup in Australia.
From what I can tell by the build-up, I've never been actually here, prior or after the event. And it's, for a national holiday, a Melbourne holiday, but everyone else seems to take a holiday for a race event gives you an insight as to how big it's going to be.
And prepare to meet one of the most chilled out guys in the world.
What I mainly do in terms of my injection into the Ibiza circuit is taking care and looking out for the chill out scene more than anything. That's my main concern.
But right now it's Saturday night in downtown Singapore, and just off Jai Kim Street is the world famous Zouk nightclub. Tonight's Halloween fancy dress, and inside are the who's who of Singapore's clubbing nation.
Zouk is special because of the people that come here. It's like they have an open mind, they just want to party, and they're brilliant people.
What makes Zouk special is the clubbers that come here, and we are the government's really strict on drugs, so the drugs here are really to the minimum level, and people are not on drugs, they're just drinking and partying, but they are very responsive.
We have all kinds of people coming here, aged from like 18 to 40 years old, and people from all kinds of races, and a lot of European, a lot of Japanese, a lot of like Asian people coming here for holiday. It's a place where they must come down every time they're in Singapore. Well, Alfredo, right, he was an excellent DJ and he was really good. He can play anything. He can play hip hop, and the next record he put in, right, is like a jazzy record next to it, and his amazing skills. Like he read the crowd spot on. He just like he surprise you every night. He come out with all kinds of things, and he can make a Michael Jackson record sounds like nothing you can imagine in his world. Dimtri was here recently and he was signing on for me.
Okay, this is our Zouk DJ room. This is where we keep all our records from day one.
It's like 11 years of records.
We have everything from breaks, house, deep house, acid jazz,
hip hop,
yeah, you name it, we have it here.
Progressive house, hard house, anything. As long as dance music in here. You got classic disco, soul, and all that. It's all in here. This up here is like the top one is back like from the 1990, and it's only most of it 91, 92, 93, and over there is like 94. And this part is my section, is like all the brand new stuff and some classic stuff in there. And inside the room is where the future DJs put their stuff in there. Well, what you have in here is mainly like hip hop, funk, soul, and big beat and break beat and all that stuff. And over this side is mainly like 70s stuff and 80s stuff. You got almost everything in here. You've never been to Zouk, right? You haven't seen the real part of the nightlife in Singapore.
This year at the annual DJ Top 100 Awards at Fabric in London. The winner was Holland's trance master, DJ Teisto. And there were plenty of the world's superstar DJs looking to shake his hand, but alas, Tiesto was overseas, so it was up to his mates to party on in his honour.
He's a personal friend of mine, and he's the best and nicest guy in the whole wide world. And he's worked so hard, and I think he deserves it. He's Tiesto. He's done so much production, he's made a really good album, he's been remixing everything. He's just a real worker, and he's got a love and passion for what he does. And that comes across both in the club and in the studio. And I think he deserves it.
Of course it's Tiesto. I mean, how many people have got queues that are a mile long around the block in New York? It's got to be Tiesto, and he deserves it.
So yeah, now upon us is the DJ Magazine Top 100 poll. It's basically voted for, by, the punters that, voted for by your feet or whatever. And it's just sort of, people email in their selections, and then it's just global. So the mix of DJs you get in the Top 100 is a true kind of genuine reflection about, who's got the most fans out there, I suppose. So it's good. It's not kind of, a couple of kind of editorial staff sitting around and, deciding. It's a genuine vote. So it means something. It's good. Personally like to see on the kind of top 100 list a lot of the breaks guys, because at the moment, I get this feeling that breaks is really starting to move a little bit more in the UK. So, you see the Plum DJs are in there nice and high, Stanton Warriors are in there, and it's a good sign, so it's wicked.
I think dance music seems to bring people together, no matter what religions, what ages, anything, they're just together and they're happy in one room. And I think when you've been working hard all week, it's just a release to get away from the real world. Just get in the club, get away from it, just enjoy yourself. It is a mass release. And dance music, it just makes you happy, and there's no attitude there or anything, just all happy people in there. I can't think of a better environment myself, when you're stressed away, just get in the club and have fun.
Like going back to like prehistoric times, human race has always wanted to dance to a beat. And I just think it's something about, humans love to dance, don't they? So they need a beat. Dance music's got 4/4 beats, perfect for dancing, and that's what gets people going. It's just like it's a deep down, basic instinct to dance, and dance music just provides that repetitive beat, and that's brilliant for dancing to, obviously.
I really enjoy the fact that people are enjoying the same music that I am, and I love it when there's a good vibe out there. Just feed off it totally. There's nothing like it. It's the best feeling.
Now it's time to don your fanciest hat, your finest suit, balance your wallet and purse with a tall long glass of Chardonnay, slap on some sunscreen and settle in for Australia's world famous Melbourne Cup with Tall Paul as your guide.
Don't you just love it when Melbourne people dress properly?
We've been told at the last minute we could possible tickets to get into the tent at the Melbourne Cup, so we thought, why not make the effort? So we've been running around trying to find suits, and I had a couple straight off the peg. I was very surprised. Usually I haven't got a chance in the UK, but a very kind gentleman actually took them back, and within 2 hours we had them all measured up, tapered, lengthened up. From what I can tell by the build-up, I've never been actually here, prior or after the event, and it's, for a national holiday. A Melbourne holiday, but everyone else seems to take a holiday for a race event. It gives you an insight as to how big it's going to be. The guy that actually was doing the suits has given me a few inside tips that I shall be sharing with a few inner circle people. We've got a big outsider that's got a really good each way chance, so yeah, that's where the money's going.
50 each way on Gray's song, that was a tip from our suit makers. Very confident. We're in here, without a doubt.
I'm feeling absolutely unconfident.
If you're coming away, then we have a pretty hectic 2 weeks prior to coming away, and I'm getting everything sorted out at home and blah blah, and then it's just release. And with the weather as well, London gets so depressing in the winter, and everyone's just starting vibing up for the summer now, in the spring. So you can tell, you leave dull, head down, all depressed to everyone. Yeah, it's the summer season, mate. I'm loving it.
I DJ'd a few times in the 80s, but I would never really have called myself a proper DJ. But I mean, DJing wasn't really so much of a, I don't suppose it is an art form, but it wasn't about mixing, it was just about playing records. And I can remember when I was about 19, or maybe even earlier, maybe about 18 or 19, I ordered a pair of decks from the mail order catalogue, but I could only keep it for 2 weeks. I had to send it back again because it was just like those things. It was just a pipe dream at the time because I just didn't have enough money for that sort of layout. But I used to buy a lot of records, really. I was just a record collector. I think then there's a lot of people who used to just buy records who weren't DJs. Nowadays, anyone who buys a lot of dance music, I mean, then it wasn't called dance music, it was just disco or soul or art funk, whatever you want to call it. You'd be a lot of collectors who weren't DJs, whereas now everyone who buys more than 3 or 4 records a year considers themselves a DJ. But I used to just buy records, and I got a job in a record shop in London in the about 1986 when House first started. And I did a few more gigs around then, but I never really was a proper DJ really until I suppose the 90s, really, when I started producing a lot and I was getting asked to do gigs, and I sort of like retrospectively thought, well, I'd better buy some decks and learn how to do it properly, rather than one of the DJs who has been DJ for 20 years before they make the first record. I guess I did it the other way around.
Sure.
we're going to meet two people who are madly in love, who write and compose chill-out music and live and breathe the Iberian lifestyle. You are about to be transformed.
Chill out exploded, and there are many reasons why chill out exploded. I think one of the main reasons is that a lot of people grew up and matured. You had people dancing to electronic dance music for a decade and a half, and today these people have steady jobs and children, and they will not listen to dance music at home all around the clock, so they kind of mature to something that might be seen a little more sophisticated, but they can relax to at the same time, but still has an electronic flavor that reminds them of the music of their generation. Known to the general public as Lenny from Ibiza Records, and mainly my main occupation is producing music, ambient music, or otherwise freestyle electronica. And what I mainly do in terms of my injection into the Ibiza circuit is taking care and looking out for the chill-out scene more than anything. That's my main concern. Chill-out can be seen here as an opening for the people who arrives into the other Ibizas that are also here. There's more than just one Ibiza, and chill-out lives and breathes here. It's perfect environment for it. You hear reggae dub in the sun, and you made it. It's an undeniable effect, and this is what brings people mostly together in Ibiza. It's the music.
My first gig was a real trance party in the field where I've been playing for 8 hours. In the chill out in the morning, then trance, and then chill out again in the afternoon. I love to play trance as well, but there's not many chances because still the boys are organizing the parties and they still don't trust too much that we can actually play. But we organized a party where we were only women, like 8 girls DJing. And all girls organizing and decorating, and it went on very nice. After that I've been playing Las Dalias and Kumaras, I have to play Savannah and all the chill out places around.
My favorite way of chilling, to relax, I go sit in my garden. That's just one of the reasons why I chose the place I live is. The garden is beautiful it's an inspiration for me just to sit there. So thrown away under a fruit tree somewhere with a good bottle of wine and good company. That's what I prefer to relax with people, with somebody special, and that's my preferred way. Otherwise I come here to Benirus, as I live just up around the corner, so this is definitely my preferred beach of all of the beaches. It's because of the people, once again, who goes here, but also because of all the people who don't go here. So yeah, Benirus is one of my choices. So that, nature, and otherwise, like everyone else, just lying around in the sun. When you're alone, and you're just flying on music, lying down, then I think ambient music is an intergalactic springboard of pleasure.
Well, we promised you a show that would change your life. Thanks for joining us on Mix of Nations. Next time, more great tales from the world of dance with Ferry, Corsten, Joey Negro and Smokin Joe on the flight deck.
You can play pretty big sounds, really funky. People go mad for it. It's all about having fun, really.
See you then.